Hey, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight and joining in Daryl and Leah's wedding celebration. Hope you're enjoying yourselves and having a good time. Now, Daryl. My little Daryl. Well, not so little anymore. I still remember you when you were born, holding you in my hands, watching you as you grew, learn how to crawl, walk, and talk, and grow into that special person that you become. You've always been a diplomatic person, caring, loving, whether it's family, friends, or all the pets that we've had over the years. You've always showed how special you are. I remember teaching you things, learning things together, and learning things from you as you grew up. One thing I remember is soccer. You learning how to play soccer and me learning how to be a coach. We didn't win a lot of games. That's kind of like some of the sports teams I know around here anyway. But we always had fun and we always got it done. From then until now, we're still getting it done. Maybe it takes a little longer or a different path, but it always gets done. I remember introducing you to carpentry, and you took off with it. You have become a very skilled journeyman carpenter, and I have the privilege of working with you and all my children each and every day, and I would not trade that for nothing in the world. So many families can't work together, but we seem to be able to do that. I like that. But there's still a few things you have to learn about work. Number one, you're not allowed to have more vacations than the boss. And you know you're guilty of that. Dad, Ice Air is having a holiday seat sale. It's only $300 to Hawaii. Rockridge is having a 3-week retreat and they can't do without me. And there's number two, you can't leave before the boss does. You're not too bad at that. And there's other ones too, but we'll get into that another day. Now, Leah, Lori and myself would like to welcome you two in the family. After getting to know you over the past year, I've come to find that you are the same special kind of person that Daryl is. Loving, caring, and I think you and Daryl are going to have a long and beautiful marriage. And I can't wait to get to know you better over the coming years. That's about all for me, and I'll pass it off to my wife, Lori.
And if you know me, I have a speech. George and I have been really blessed with our family. Ryan and Leanne found very good partners in Melissa and Matt. And I truly believe that this will be our last wedding as parents. So that's why we're so happy to be here tonight with all of you. Now, the first time we met Leah, she came to a family dinner invited by Daryl, and she showed up at our door with 2 of her homemade bottles of wine. So Leah, you had me at hello. Whoops, I'm going to tip this over. We don't get to spend a lot of time with Daryl and Leah, but when we're on our family camping trips, we get to see how they work together. And one of my favorite things about Leah is she's up for any experience or any new challenge. And last year at Baptiste Lake at one of our family weekends, she went fishing for the first time and caught her first fish. So we were really excited to be a part of that. But watching you and Daryl work together, you really are a team. But the thing I love most about you, Leah, is the way you make my son smile. In February, I had the opportunity of attending a wedding shower in honor of Leah. And they played a little game where Leah's girlfriends had asked Daryl some questions previously, and now Leah had to answer them how she thought Daryl had answered the questions. And Leah, I was really impressed at how well you knew Daryl. That was really great. But one of the questions sticks out in my mind, and that was, Daryl, when did you know that Leah was the one? And Leah answered correctly when she said, after he met my family. And that just is really important to me, because quite a few years ago, Daryl and I were having a conversation about relationships. And I said to him, Daryl, I want what I have with the Woodwards and what George has with the Borchards, that we love our second family and we embrace them and we love spending time with them. And he said to me, Mom, I think you are the exception and not the rule. And my heart broke a little bit for him. But when I heard that answer, my heart just sang. I was so happy to hear that. So Tim and Laura, you have raised quite a family, a very big family. And I haven't even got a chance to meet them all. But the people that I've met, you're so special. And we know that you've all had a hand in making Leah the person that she is. So thank you for that. But mostly thank you for welcoming our son. And right now I'd just like to introduce a few people that are here with us tonight, some family. George's mom, Millie, is turning 90 this year. And Leah, you never had a chance to meet Grandpa Woodward because he passed away in 2009. But if he would have lived just a few more months, Jim and Millie would have been celebrating their 60th wedding anniversary. My parents, Gordon and Vi Borchert, are celebrating their 61st wedding anniversary this year. George's brother Bill and his wife Judy are going to be celebrating 45 years. My brother Terry and his wife Anna, and Terry and Anna and George and I got married the same year, so we're going to be celebrating 37 years this year. My younger brother Bruce and his wife Val will be celebrating 29 years this year. And I'm mentioning my cousin Karen because she's more like a sister to me. Her and her husband Mass will be celebrating 25 years this year. I'm not going to speak for everyone else, but it hasn't always been fun and games. George and I have had an argument or two along the way, but I think that's a good thing, because not only has Daryl seen a lot of love in his life, but he's witnessed conflict, negotiation, and compromise. So Leah, we can't always promise that Daryl will put his clothes in the hamper or put the toilet seat down, but we can tell you that he comes from a long line of love. And I hope that legacy is passed on to the two of you, and you have a very blessed and long marriage. Daryl, my baby, you are truly a gift from God. When Daryl was about 3 weeks old, I got some fruit. It was the fall, well, late summer, and I got some fruit for free from a friend, and in my infinite wisdom, I decided I was going to make jam for the very first time. And I believe that moms are the best cookbooks, so I kept calling my mom up because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So I kept calling my mom, and about the third call, she said to me, I'm not even going to ask about that baby because he must be an angel if you're making jam for the first time. And Daryl, you were an angel. Daryl was the kid at school who all the kids cheered for the loudest. And he had more friends than we could keep track of. And in junior high and high school, Daryl got very involved with a group called Young Life. And on Wednesday nights, they would have club. And so in between school and club, all the kids would congregate at our house, and we'd just have a whole slew of kids at our house in the basement. And when I came home from work, there were times I had to push the door open and squeeze through because there were so many shoes at my back door. Daryl, where did all those shoes go? grew up and took all those shoes with you. But you grew into a man that parents can be proud of. Kind, strong, gentle of spirit, but willing to stick up for yourself and what you believe in. And I'm so glad you found somebody to share your life with. And if I could have picked her myself, it would be Leah. And when I was going through pictures for the slideshow, there were like just tons of pictures around our dining room table. And we inherited that table from Jim and Millie. And so George and I have spent a lot of time around that table as children and kids, as parents, and now as grandparents. And today, with the addition of Leah, it finally feels that that table is complete. So Daryl and Leah, no matter how far from home you are, or no matter where your life takes you, you will always have a place at our table. Love you tons.